For many Afghans living outside the country, watching the Taliban regain power has been difficult. With more on this, we have reached Khalida Popal in Copenhagen. Khalida is the former captain of Afghanistan's national women's soccer team, and she joins us now. Khalida, thanks for making the time for us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Khalida, it's been a difficult few days, I'm sure. So can you start just by telling me how you're doing?
I'm not doing good. I feel heavy in my chest. I feel sad for my people. I feel sad for the women of Afghanistan especially. And I feel sad for the generation who had dreams and hopes, and their dreams, I see them, their dreams are fading away, and it is sad to see that.
And have you been able to speak with any family or friends in Afghanistan? And if so, what are you hearing from inside Afghanistan right now?
I mean, I have been in contact with the past few days since the situation got worse, and especially in Kabul. I hear our players back in Afghanistan, the women's national team players, the youth national team players, the female footballers that had a hope and dream to play for their country and represent their country with the pride. I hear them. I hear their voices shaking, and they are afraid, they are scared, they are seeking protection. They are hopeless for the future, and I hear them crying. It hurts because they are the young generation who didn't experience life under the regime of Taliban. They are in their 20s, they are on their young age.
And so how long have you been in Copenhagen?
I've been in Copenhagen more than 8 years now.
Okay, so and tell me, when you've been in contact with people who are in Afghanistan, possibly even former teammates who are still there, what are you advising them? What are you telling them to do as the Taliban takes power?
I have been in contact, especially because since I left Afghanistan, I have played different role within the national team of Afghanistan. I have been supporting, and I have been very much involved in Afghanistan, especially the development of women's football in Afghanistan. So I have been in contact. So nowadays I'm more in contact with them. I'm worried about their security situation. I'm worried for their identities, which are quite identified. They are women's football players, and football has been quite unique in Afghanistan, the women's football especially. So the players are quite known, and the players have a high profile in their community, the society. So I have been trying to advise them to take down their photos, remove their identities from social media channels, try to keep low profile, and if they can manage to move from their home into a place where they're not identified, or even I have been telling them that please try to get rid of your national jersey, the jersey that I remember first time wearing for the first time in the history of Afghanistan, women wearing jersey, and it was the most beautiful feeling when I played with the jersey of Afghanistan women's national team. The pride, the happiness, and the feeling was amazing. The feeling of winning, but it is hard. It's very tough for me to even thinking about it and talking to our players to get rid of your jerseys, to even burn down. It's your uniform, and if they find out, you will be in danger. And Taliban, I have lived under the regime of Taliban, and they have no mercy. They are people where we call them as our enemies, and our national team players and the women's of Afghanistan, the foundation and the purpose of the women's national team of Afghanistan and women's football in Afghanistan has been a way to activism, a way to stand for our right, using football as a tool. So we stood up against Taliban, and that's the reason I skipped from my country, because I received death threats and was scary and dangerous to stay longer. Even within the formed government and international community being in Afghanistan, I faced that risk and challenges. Even my fellow mates from my former teammates, they could not stay longer because of their activism. So today, the enemy took over the country. They were there. Today, they got more power, and our players all have no protection. The women of Afghanistan have no protection. They're just left alone by themselves, and their identities are quite known, and they have nowhere to go. It's locked. They're locked in the country.
And Khalida, just finally, I'm wondering, what is your message to the world right now? As an Afghan woman who is watching this happen to your country right now, what is your message to the rest of the world?
I would say that my message to every woman and man who believe in humanity, be the voice of voiceless women of Afghanistan, the voice of people of Afghanistan that their voices has been taken from them. Ask questions and just write just one sentence. What about the women of Afghanistan? Don't let them to go and experience another dark period of Taliban, dark time of Taliban. Women should not feel abandoned by the world, and today the women of Afghanistan feel abandoned by international community, and that is sad.
Mm-hmm. Khalida, I want to thank you for making the time for us today, and of course thinking of you and everyone else, all of those other women, your former teammates who are in Afghanistan. Thank you for making the time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Khalida Popal is the former captain of Afghanistan's national women's soccer team. She joined us from Copenhagen.